Okay, I'm up and live now. For those of you that stuck with me on this, I am so humbled because it has been quite a few different times I've had to go live on this, but we're gonna work this out. It's okay. Woopsa, woopsa. It's all good. It's all good. Okay.
Oh, sorry. One.
We've had some fun today, haven't we?
If, yeah, if that's what you would like to call, all this time wasting, yeah, it's fun.
Absolutely. So why don't we tell everybody who you are?
Okay. All right. Well, with all that being said, my name is Mario Watts. I am the host of the Random Select podcast and radio show. It's a station, Beat Break 87 FM. It airs out of Atlanta, and I um, came across her video, and I thought that what, this would be a really cool topic to talk about. And instead of pulling the video, I went straight to the source and said, "Hey, look, let's talk to her."
I appreciate that. Um, yeah, so why don't we tell them what the video was about? Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for bringing me to your show and allowing me to talk about this. I at the time when you actually are seeing that video was done about a year ago, and I had a series. I have a show every Sunday called Live with Carla Nicole, and I do it every Sunday at 12 noon. And that particular video was a part of my relationship series. Currently, I'm doing the forgiveness series, but the relationship series was what that video was a part of. And the thing about it is, when you get to the point where you decide that you want to have an intentional relationship and you want to have an exclusive relationship with a person, or you want to be married, or you want to be with one person, or you found someone that you are intimate with and have an intimate partnership with, a lot of times, we can't stop pouncing and bouncing off of each other in the beginning. It's like, man, listen, I just want to be with you intimately all the time. And so, but what I wanted to talk about on that video is that's great in the beginning, but then what happened? Why is it fading? What takes place? Like, what's really going on? And then I decided to figure out, well, what is it with the women, the ladies, and then what is it with the gentlemen? So that's why I kind of decided to do that video. Right, right. Well, hey, Anna, Raja, welcome you guys. Yes, absolutely. No question, Mario. It has to be more than just um, sexual intimacy that really truly encourages you for wanting to be in a relationship long term. Are you hearing me okay, Mario? Okay, because James says he can't hear me. Let me see. It's odd. But so I'm gonna walk around. Maybe you can hear me a little better. But anyway, I think it's very important that we take the time out to really think about intimately. Besides intimacy, what is it that we're attracted to with each other? And it has to be more than just um, sex. He's saying he can't hear you. I'm assuming, but it has to be more than just sexual intercourse that keeps you um, truly involved with each other. Because after the sex phase, we find ourselves to be like, oh, well, I mean, I feel you and I'm loving you, but I'm not feeling like, you know, we have other things in common besides just the intimacy. So I think that's definitely something we need to connect with. We need to think about, I think, when we get intimate or decide to be intentional in a relationship with someone, we need to see how much we have in common. I'm not talking about goals, but I'm talking about what is it that moves us. You know what I'm saying? Um, can we understand our partner? It's easy to love and say we love, but we don't know that love means understanding and caring. And if you're not understanding your mate or you don't care for your mate, it's hard to be in an intimate relationship. So understanding is key. So it's very important that when we get involved with a man or with a woman, we learn them, we study them, not just be in the bed hopping on each other, but study what is it that moves them, what is it that angers them, what is it that makes them happy, what is it that makes them fearful, what is it that makes them anxious. We need to know all of those things before we get into an intimate relationship.
Okay, let me ask you this, right? As a man, and I'm let me just play devil's advocate and talk to you from a layman's standpoint. What about, and I don't want to put all men in the same category because some men, just don't take things past the step, or just don't think past what you just said as far as wanting to get to know you, want to take it to a deeper level. Sometimes we'll just surface thinking type guys, not every man. I'm just saying that, if I'm just speaking for on averages, what if a
Right.
man just don't want to take it deeper or don't have the ability to?
Well, you know, you have to find your match. That's very important. I'm not talking about finding your match based upon how cute y'all are together physically. I'm talking about finding your match. What is it that you know, I think one of the best things that I heard from someone that has a beautiful relationship right now is she said, I don't tire of my man even when we're angry with each other. So what that tells me is there's a high understanding of each other. So there's a commonality within each other that you understand. See, even if you're a simple dude and you get with a complex woman, if that complex woman understands your simplicity and respects it and honors it in that, it can work. Problem is, a lot of times we make the complexity become an issue, or we make the simplicity become an issue. Some relationships, if you look at some of the elders that have been married for a long time, like 50, 60 years, and you talk to them, and the woman is all over the place. She was all fashionable. She had all this career and all this stuff, and she has a husband at home that just was a common guy. And she's like, well, it worked because he just got me. And it worked with him because he's like, she understood I wasn't going to do all that. I'm not going out there touring with you, but I understand that's a part of you, and I'm going to give you your freedom to do it, but I love you all the same. So it's okay if you have a certain difference to where you may be a little more common and the other one may be a little more complex, but there has to be a level of understanding to keep that balance.
Okay, so with that being said, and you said that as time go on, like in the original video, that sex tend to wane, but a big part of what you just said for those couples that been married 30, 40 years or something like that is that over time, sex just went away and they dealt with the love part of it. So wouldn't it stand to reason that naturally, as you be with a person, sex just declines, period, no matter what type of level of interest or hotness or effort you put forward, just over time, it kind of goes away?
Well, I think that intimacy, I think a lot of times we think intimacy is only sexual, and it is, but there's a part of intimacy that graduates through the years, I believe. See, one of the things that I remember that my mom and dad were married till death did them part. They were married for that whole time. And what my mom told me is their part of intimacy, they held hands every night before going to bed. So the clasping of the hands was their intimacy. Now, it didn't mean they didn't have intimate sex, but she was just saying that that was another form of intimacy. See, sex fades because sometimes there's medications that change the sex drive. Sometimes the husband may have erectile dysfunction. Sometimes the wife may have vaginal dryness. It can be a lot of different hormonal changes, menopausal things going on. And so you have to be creative when the sexual organs or the sex organs are not up to par or working like they should be. So we have to be mindful that sometimes we got to be creative. But there needs to be still intimate kissing. There needs to be still touching. There needs to be still, you know, um, just rejuvenation of each other, because we need to still feel closeness with our partner, even if we're not intimate. But even if you cannot physically or sexually move each other, you should at least try to do something to move them to where they feel like you matter. And this intimacy is between you and I. And this is where I feel the most vulnerable and I feel the most love from you, and it's reciprocated in the same way. Sure. For me, well, because sex is a high part is for me is a high thing for me, and it would be very difficult for me to be with someone that I was not intimate with. But if it was like, a health issue or concern or something like that, I would definitely be able to handle that. But I did agree in one of my past relationships to having very, very little sex or hardly any, to the point where it was sexually frustrating for me because I know that, because I've actually done that and committed to it. I understand in myself that would pose a lot of problems, frustration for me. And I believe that every woman and man should know if they can handle that or not, because that's very important. I think every person needs to know their own sense of understanding what's important to them. And for me, intimacy is very important, and not to have it with my partner would be a total violation. And I don't know if I could commit to that personally. Say that again. Oh, yeah, I think you did. Let's see if we can bring you back in here. What happened? Let's go back. I don't know what happened to you. It looks like it's like. Say that again. Okay, hold on. We'll do a. Let me see if I can. Oh God. All right. We got a good first half. So we're going to hang up this live and we're going to come right back because we lost connection with Mario, but we're going to come right back. Just give us a second. This is the first half of this interview. So give me a minute and we'll be right back.